is the most important thing. But seeing what LeBron has accomplished, and I'd like for you to put into words how it affected you and your team.
You know, I just think it was a blessing and an honor to be able to be a part of it. You know, I'm of a certain age, so I know what Kareem meant to the league. Just, you know, being a huge basketball fan as a youngster, him being one of my favorites. Just, you know, from Power Memorial all the way up through UCLA and Milwaukee, and him getting to the Lakers and him playing with Magic and all the battles with the Pistons and the Celtics all through the 80s. You know, I know what Kareem meant to this league. He was one of the pillars that built this league, that helped build this league. And then to see Bron, you know, his whole trajectory coming into the league as a youngster straight out of high school, and just what he's done to just transcend even basketball, like he's become a global icon. And all of the work he puts in on and off the floor, his businesses, him speaking out on social issues, his leadership, like I said, he's an example to not just young basketball players, but young human beings, you know, domestically and internationally, for how to be a professional, how to have passion, how to be persistent, productive, and never to be satisfied. So to be able to be out there with both of those guys and, you know, see Bron with his wife, his kids, his mom, all his loved ones there celebrating this moment with him, it was truly, truly special.
Darvin, just want to ask you about your history with LeBron, going back to playing against and then coaching against for years, what you've noticed about him as a scorer now that you've been inside the huddle with him, and what you've picked up on this year.
I mean, just his willingness to attack from any and all areas, whether he's handling the ball, whether he's off the ball, playing pick and roll as the handler and the screener, catch and shoot threes off the dribble, pushing it with pace and transition, getting to the rim. I mean, he's multifaceted. You know, you can't put him in a box. He does a little bit of everything and does it well. And so just seeing that, it's fun as a coach when you can move, you know, your star players, and we have a couple of them, guys where we can move them around to different areas and they can still be effective.
Darvin, before the game and over the last few days, whenever we've asked you about this, you've always maintained, like, it's great, but we need to stay in the moment, in the game, and stuff like that. Do you think your team did that early with all the emotion, or do you think that maybe all the energy towards LeBron, that it might have knocked you guys out of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I kind of felt like, you know, 66 points is a lot of points to score in a half, but yet and still we gave up 76. So our defense, you know, had its lows early and late. You know, our offense, I think, got stagnant. And, you know, the guys, they wanted to see Bron do what he did tonight, you know. And a lot of times I think the attention was more about, the focus was more about trying to get Bron to the record as opposed to just playing natural basketball. And we were able to, you know, make some good plays, and he did what he did. He eclipsed the record. But, you know, we just had too many mistakes. You know, our turnovers really, really hurt us tonight. They came out hot, making threes. It seemed like every three they threw up there went in. But, you know, there were times we had lows and we could have just folded our tent, but we kept fighting to the end. And this is not a lottery team. This is a really talented, young, aggressive team. And their record reflects that. I think after the night, this win puts them at 26 and 28. They're right there in the mix with a hell of a player and Shea, and a lot of good young players around them. So their energy level, their competitiveness, it showed tonight. You know, they've really had some big wins this year against some really elite teams. So by no means, in no shape or form, where we, you know, overlooking them and just solely focused on the record. We knew we had to come out and play. It sucks that we didn't get the win on a night like this, but you know, there's a lot of things to pull from it, a lot of things to take away. You know, I'm happy that Bron was able to accomplish what he accomplished. And now, you know, we can just move on and try to submerge ourselves into how do we try and get better and win games and win enough to where we can be situated into the postseason.
Darvin, you've obviously played and coached in finals games and kind of crazy atmospheres, but can you remember a regular season game with this type of atmosphere, and just how would you describe the scene overall?
It was electric, man. And no, this, the first time I've been in it, I have to think about it. But yeah, something of this magnitude, outside of a finals matchup or a finals win, like this is definitely the electricity was in the building hours beforehand, and he gave the people what they wanted, in true LeBron fashion. So biggest thing is, again, to try congratulate him. We love him. We appreciate everything he does, for the NBA, for our franchise, for everybody involved with the purple and gold. And again, we have to move on and try to see if we can right the ship.
Darvin, just the amount of factors on your team right now. I mean, we're also, the last game before the trade deadline, as well as sort of the pageantry of this moment. Has that just been a lot for you and your team? Is that just kind of a ton to operate under in these conditions when you're sort of looking at a game like this, a milestone like this, but also just this time of year where a lot of things are up in the air?
I don't know if anybody would go to Alaska and complain about it being too snowy or too cold. I knew this was coming when I signed up for the job, brother. It's the Lakers. It's prime time. It's high visibility. I love it. It's get disappointed and frustrated, that we can't be as consistent as we need to be, but make no mistake about it. I'm extremely thankful to God for putting me in this place in this moment in time. Have a great staff around me. Got some fun players to coach in that locker room. We've shown what we can do. NBA business is going to be NBA business, regardless of what or who it is. Players, coaches, ownership changes, front office changes, doesn't matter. The ship is going to keep on moving. And I'm just thankful to be here with a good crew around me, a great individual to work for in Jeannie Buss, a great individual to work with in Rob Pelinka, and get to coach LeBron James every day along with those other guys, AD, Russ, special talents. And we're going to continue to make sure that, we're on the right track to getting us back to where we should be at the top of the food chain. But I'm not depressed in no way, shape, or form, man. I'm actually ecstatic that I'm even here and in this position and doing what I'm doing every day.
Darvin, is the idea now to reset after all this is taking place? How do you guys move forward from what happened tonight and try to get back into this race again?
We work, man. We're not really out of the race. As long as there's games left to be played, BT, we're not out the race in no way, shape, or form, man. And the biggest thing is just to recalibrate, go back and study the film like we've always done all year, see what adjustments we can make, see ways we can play better, and keep pushing forward. We set a goal for ourselves in terms of, wins and losses of what we want to get done. I won't reveal that here, but there's still more than enough time and more than enough games left where we can still accomplish that goal of securing, not just making it to the play-in group, but securing a playoff spot. So we're more than determined to make sure that comes to fruition.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Just so you guys know, we're going to start off with with Spectrum, our broadcast partner. Then we'll go to our beats, and then I'll take a few from the audience. You ready? Mike?
Anthony, wondering if we could just get your inside view of what it's been like being with LeBron as a teammate for these years, and how you've seen that path kind of culminate for him tonight, passing Kareem.
It's been great. He's been a big part of our team's success, a big part of my success. A leader, in all kind of ways, all kind of facets of the game. on and off the floor. Great human being, family guy, check all the boxes. Definitely well deserved. He put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this game. So I'm just honored to be able to, witness it live.
Eddie, obviously, what happened on the court outside of the scoring tonight is weighing heavily on you guys. In your opinion, what are the biggest things that need to change here over this final stretch for you guys to be the team that you want to be?
Win games. Simple. They shot the ball extremely well, but that was our coverages. Them guys made shots. Hats off to them, tough shots, and you just got to win games. It's very simple.
AD, shifting back to LeBron for a second, what'd you kind of see anything different out of his preparation or some of the early action, and what was the sort of moment that maybe you saw it kind of come on for him that you felt like, okay, he's going after this record tonight, he's going to get there?
I'm not sure if anything was different in his preparation. I don't really see him before the game. Kind of doing our own thing, but obviously it's a big moment. 36 points is not really a lot for a guy like him who can score the basketball. And he got going early. Got to the rim, got some layups, a couple dunks, 3 balls started working, got to the line. So I knew when he only had like 16 points or 18 points left in the second half. Pretty sure he was going to get it.
And then you've seen him do this over and over, the turnaround fadeaway jumper on Kenrich. Did you kind of sense that coming when you saw the one-on-one matchup? Did you feel like that move specifically might be the one that pushed him over the top?
Not sure. I mean, he has an array of moves, so he could have got to the basket, could have stepped back, turn around. He usually does it on the baseline, left block specifically. But yeah, I mean, it's a shot that he always takes and makes more times than he misses.
Yeah. How emotional the evening was it for you and your teammates getting ready to go out knowing that he's getting ready to become the all-time leading scorer?
I don't think it was emotional for us. We tried our best to go out and just play the game of basketball. Obviously, when it happened, a lot of emotions, for Bron, for our organization, for our team, for the fans, for the world, So I think the emotions kind of, kicked in then where, it happened. Everybody was just very celebratory of the situation. But before the game coming in, we want to treat it as much as a normal game as possible.
AD, when you say normal game, this is a franchise that is so rich in its basketball history with so many great moments. What was it like for you being a part of it, not just when it happened, but felt like an NBA Finals game? Could you describe what that like? And
it was a great feeling, a great moment. Like I say, well-deserved to a guy who's put so much work into the game. On and off the floor. I mean, he does so much for the game of basketball off the floor, and obviously, his numbers and his accolades individually, it speaks for itself on the floor. So it's a real moment. Everybody was definitely happy for him, and Staples was packed. Crypto was packed tonight. Looked like it did pre-COVID. So it was good that 20,000 plus was able to witness that, and us as a team was able to witness that as well.